Entering the Mayo Experience.
That Mayo Experience. That Mayo Experience. That Mayo Experience. Experience.
Welcome to the Pat Mayo Experience, presented by DraftKings 2022 March Madness Bracket Picks. Game by game, pick by pick, we're going to have the Final Four. We'll have the final. We'll have your winner, and hopefully you can win your March Madness bracket. All right? Smash the like button if you're out there. In the comment section, give me your winner. Maybe even give me your entire Final Four. Maybe I'll end up copying your picks by the time everything is said and done. After the live version of the show, of course, you can get to it on the audio podcast feed on the Pat Mayo Experience. So go rate and review, subscribe to that right now. Find everything down in the description. And remember, please, people, subscribe to Mayo Media Network. Now, of course, I can't name a single player in March Madness this year, but that's why I have friends to talk to about this. From Awesemo.com, would I call him a pro better of NCAA basketball? I don't know. Ben, do you bet on full-time college basketball? You do, don't you?
I bet a lot of college basketball. Definitely my most heavily bet sport during the year. So this is like Christmas Day for me. It's been a wild one, but here we are. We got the bracket in hand.
So in order to balance out Ben's absolute knowledge of everything with my lack of knowledge, I feel like my lack of knowledge still doesn't even outweigh how much he knows about it. We had to bring in a third member of the team who also knows nothing about this stuff. But hey, uniform colors, picking that way, might turn out to be pretty good. His name, Tim Andacus.
I thought we were doing costumes. I dressed like a basketball for a reason.
You didn't even let your intro play. You really didn't let that. You didn't let the intro play at all.
Right, it's live.
It's live. It's a live show. You blew it. You're blowing it already.
Good.
You're getting used to being in studio, and this is how it ends up going. Yeah. So yes, continue about your aside about costumes.
I thought we were doing costumes. I dressed like a basketball for this reason.
All right. That's pretty good. You want to get into the bracket? Because that's what we're here for.
Sure. I have some grievances. Let's go.
You do. Well, Gonzaga, your favorite team to curse every single year, is a 1 seed. They're taking on Georgia State. I assume we all like Gonzaga, Ben?
I think we won't be seeing anything special there. Yes, Gonzaga will destroy them.
Okay.
Agreed.
Okay. Well, I mean, that's nuts. I'm after writing Gonzaga into my bracket. Do we think that Gonzaga is going to go all the way through this? I mean, you do, yes. We know that for sure. But they have some guy named Timmy, Ben?
They got some dudes. They got Timmy. They got Chet. They got everything that you need. They always have everything you need, and they seemingly can't break through. But I'm not deterred. They're going to be a strong consideration when the dust settles, for sure.
All right, well, they are going to play the winner of Boise State and Memphis. I got to see if I have any notes on Boise State or Memphis. I don't realize Memphis, no notes. All right, that's always good to have. That's how probably good that they're going to be. Boise State, also nothing. Tell me something about these teams, Ben.
So, battle of styles. Boise State, 307th in tempo per Ken Palm. Memphis is in the top 40 in tempo. Penny Hardaway squad, they want to play fast. So we're going to see who controls the tempo. I think that's the name of the game. Obviously, it's a competitive game when you have this type of seeding.
So, Tim, I see you've already filled out your bracket while we were talking.
Oh, he's done.
I did a bracket preliminarily, at least my own personal bracket.
Well, who'd you have in this one, Boise State or Memphis?
I took Boise State because I like, in the tournament, slower-paced teams. I like teams that are able to set up in the half court, who aren't trying to run up and down the place. I really like that. So I like Boise State.
So you went with Boise State. Ben, are we going with Boise State?
We can do that. They got blue turf in football. That's a good omen. We can go with Boise State.
Doesn't Memphis have some weird football? Like, they're D2 football, aren't they, Memphis?
I think so.
Nah, they got dudes. Memphis. That's Tony Pollard and Gainwell. They got players.
Don't think they're A10. No.
Either way, I don't think Memphis is making a big scene.
No,
football.
They don't have Derrick Rose, so they're not.
So Derrick Rose is not playing for
No.
Memphis this year, is what you're telling me? All right, see, this is the analysis. Did Villanova make the tournament?
They did. We'll talk about them.
So we can talk about Scotty Reynolds for the ninth consecutive year when we get down there?
I hope so.
All right, New Mexico State is the 12 seed. Arkansas, or Arkansas as others tend to pronounce it, are a 4 seed.
Arkansas.
You like Arkansas.
Arkansas
You like the 4
They've
seed?
won 14.
Hold on. I'm throwing a challenge flag. So New Mexico State's got UConn, the 5th seed.
Then so okay. What
Yes.
am I? Okay, so I'm just
Yes.
reading this wrong. This is off to a hot start.
UConn, New Mexico State.
Yukon in New Mexico.
There we go.
I have UConn. I like the Huskies.
You have UConn. Ben, are you Yukon or UMass?
I mean, I would if someone asked me, I'd tell them I'm UConn, but I went to UMass, but I don't like to put that out there because we're a disgraceful school in the athletics these days.
So you're going with UConn as like the hometown.
I'm going to
favorite?
go with UConn. I will say I watched New Mexico State play last night, beat Abilene Christian, who was a team that we all liked last year, and they won a game in this tournament. I just think UConn, too many bigs. This will be a close competitive game, but I will go with UConn.
So I'm looking at the lines right now at DraftKings Sportsbook. UConn is a 7-point favorite against New Mexico State. Are you saying that's too big?
Yeah, I would take the points there. I would.
All right. So plus
Do
7.
they have totals up? Like, I think it'll be a methodical total.
Yeah, no totals are up and no money lines are out as of yet because obviously we're recording this right after bracket release. But except for one money line where Gonzaga is minus 10,000 and Georgia State is 33-1 to beat Gonzaga.
That seems crazy. I mean, I remember when Georgia State as a 14 seed won in a ridiculous fashion several years ago, but that's not going to happen.
Who'd they beat?
Who did they beat? I want to say they beat Purdue. They beat somebody on
Everybody
a
beats Purdue.
Well, they do. They beat somebody on a ridiculous 3-point basket.
All right, so we have Arkansas, now Vermont this time around. How is Vermont good at basketball, Ben?
They're quite good. They destroy teams. They shoot a ton of threes. The game, I believe, is somewhere. I don't have it in front of me, but it's somewhere in upstate New York.
It's in Buffalo. It's in Buffalo.
Okay. There you go. Little home crowd potentially. Arkansas is a good team. This is now we're getting dangerous. I think Vermont could win this game.
I like Arkansas. They've won, I think, 14 of the last 17 games. I like Arkansas here.
Paul, it sounds like you have a question from the audience.
We had the desk all lined up,
Here, I'll go like
all
this.
pretty at the beginning of the show. I just wanted to, if I had permission. There we go.
There we go.
We're live here. So
We're
it's a little bit
live. We're
uncensored,
working through a new
but it is
studio.
what it is.
I can barely hear Ben in my ear. This is just how we're going to go with
Yeah.
it. Let's try to find Vermont. Any notes on
The
Vermont?
Catamounts.
The what?
That's true.
They are the Catamounts.
So, per the rankings that I was sent by my researcher that we tend to go off year after year, he has Vermont ranked 10th overall.
But they don't play
Yes, sir.
anybody. They don't play anybody.
Yeah, but Ben said they jack threes.
That's nice. I don't like that style of basketball for the tournament either.
Yeah, but isn't that exactly what you want in some, like, what are they, a 13 seed? Isn't that exactly the path of a 13-over-4 upset? A team that's great at, that can go off and make threes?
My bracket is biased towards the SEC and the Big East. I like those two conferences a lot, and so they fit into my SEC model.
Now, why do you like
Because
those?
they have them on CBS all the time, and I get to see them.
Ben, how would you rank the conferences? Because I feel like, I can't remember, because 2 years ago, I guess, when did we not have the tournament?
2020.
So in 2019, we won everyone's bracket for them by having 3 of the 4 and the winner.
Yeah, Virginia
Yes.
and Texas Tech.
Yeah, Virginia and Texas Tech just led everyone to glory in that one. And then I think even last year when we did it, I think we really favored Pac-12 schools.
Yes, and UCLA went to the Final Four.
And they absolutely went off. And that's like they were the bracket busters here. I'm good with taking – they're only 5.5-point dogs in this game.
Okay. I mean, we're going to have Gonzaga knock them out regardless.
Are we? Ben, can we have Vermont beating Gonzaga?
So when you are Vermont, you want to up the variance. You want to shoot as many threes as possible. The problem is Gonzaga will just outscore anyone. You don't want to play against them like that. So if they get to that game, and I don't know if they will, but that would be a tough spot for Vermont.
So are you with Tim that the SEC is like the conference where you need to be?
Everyone's saying that. Really strong conference, no doubt, but I'm not overly high on them. We'll talk about Auburn in due time, but no, I'm not in love with the SEC.
Well, the 6-11 matchup, I'm guessing, Tim, if I am reading the tea leaves properly here, it is Alabama is the 6th seed playing the winner of a play-in game between Rutgers and Notre Dame. I assume you have Notre Dame winning the play-in and then winning this game.
I have Notre Dame winning the play-in, but losing this game to Alabama. I'm annoyed. The 3 teams I cheer for in college basketball are Gonzaga, Duke, and Notre Dame, and they're all in the same bracket. It's very annoying.
So it's cursed, is what you're saying.
I didn't say that. But I think Notre Dame should beat Rutgers, and then I really like Alabama in this game.
Okay, is Alabama any good?
When he asks questions like that, he means them for you, Ben. Because I can
Okay, I didn't know where you wanted to go with that. Yeah,
I can only
they're
tap
quality
dance.
team. Not nearly as good as last year when they were a legitimate threat, but they have Shackelford. They've got players. I don't even think Notre Dame should have made the bracket potentially. I think Alabama will beat. They could combine Rutgers and Notre Dame, and I think Alabama would still probably beat them.
All right, so we're going with Alabama either way here.
I would.
Yeah, the Fighting Justin Thomases. Let's do it.
Oh, poor Justin Thomas. Texas Tech is a 3 seed. Montana State is a 14 seed. Can you sell me at all on Montana State? You know how much I like upsets.
No. The Big Sky, it's rough. Texas Tech plays crazy defense. I don't know if this team will break 50 points.
Per the power rankings I'm looking at in front of me here, Montana State is ranked 61st out of all these teams. I assume that isn't good when they're ranked 1 through, well, it was the top
68.
Well, it was the top 76.
And where is Texas Tech?
Texas Tech is not inside the top 10. They are ranked 27th. Might be the best defense of the nation, but they have no star. But any of their 5 starters can lead this offense in any given matchup.
Well, I'm sold. Let's take the Red Raiders.
All right, Red Raiders it is. Michigan State and Davison. I assume no Steph Curry for Davison?
No, but I watched a good portion of their game today, and that was a really exciting game against the Spiders.
So there are 2 quarters that you've seen so far this season, which in a game I assume they won if they're in the tournament.
Yes.
So they look pretty good.
No, they didn't
They
win.
lost.
No, Richmond won, and that's how Richmond
that's
basically
fake
got
news.
into the draw. I like Davidson in this game.
Because Steph Curry played there?
No, just I am kind of down, by and large, I'm down on the Big Ten. They were terrible in last year's tournament, and I'm still down on them. I'm not impressed by really anybody in the Big Ten this year. Illinois killed me last year. I don't like them. I want to take Davidson.
Ben, what do you think this game opened at for a betting line?
2 points.
Pick 'em.
Yeah, I think I mean, Michigan State's got serious issues. They're really talented, as they always are. First of all, I've never seen a team worse at breaking the press. I watched them against Maryland a couple of days ago. 6 or 7 straight turnovers late. So this is going to be a competitive game. Davidson also shoots a lot of threes. I have no problem going with Davidson if that's how we want to roll.
And we have chalk so far. We have to have something not chalky.
Well, we can go back to this. I'm looking at these power rankings right now. It has Notre Dame ranked as number 16 of all teams.
Yeah, I still don't believe that, though.
Oof.
I mean,
The
they
Irish
also-
have no chance.
Yeah, so you're trying to reverse curse them in order
Doing
to win.
no
That's
such-
very
I'm doing-
good strategy
doing no
on
such
your part.
thing.
The difference between this one is Michigan State's ranked 21st, Davison's ranked 24th. So all the numbers kind of support this. Let's go with Davidson. Davison's gonna be a super popular upset pick, though, right?
They are, because they were on national TV on CBS today.
Well,
Everybody saw them play.
Aren't Michigan State on national TV like every week?
Yeah, but I think the bloom is off the rose a little bit on the Big Ten this year. Everybody got burned by them last season, including me.
That was last year.
Yeah, but these are the sorts of things that people have in their mind when they go into the bracket, because most people are not Ben. They don't actually know very much about anything, like you and me. And so we have to go based on the sort of muscle memory that we possess.
I mean, if you're gonna do muscle memory, though, Ben, isn't Michigan State like one of everyone's favorite teams to pick in the tournament every year?
Yeah, because of Izzo and what they do. It's weird because everyone knows Davidson because Steph Curry went there and they've had their runs. So that's, I don't know. It's a weird game. I don't think it really matters. Not that I'm a big Duke guy, but I think Duke will destroy whoever they play here.
All right, so we'll go with Davison, just see if we can score some upset points
Exactly.
in our bracket. So Duke is the 2 seed. We're going to have Duke beating Cal State Fullerton.
Yes.
Are they the Banana Slugs?
Now that's Santa
Cruz.
Santa Cruz or Santa Barbara?
No, Santa Barbara were the Gauchos, I believe.
The Gauchos?
Yeah, they're the Gauchos.
So what's Cal State Fullerton?
I don't know.
Oh, there's the
They're
Peacocks.
That's St. Peter's. Yeah.
That's St.
They're going
Peter's,
out.
yeah.
They're going out.
Getting them out early?
Yeah.
All right, so that leaves us with Davidson and Duke. You've already said you like Duke going on. Should we have Duke going this far, Ben?
This far in the sense of getting out of the first round?
Or even the second round?
So I don't think Duke is that good. The ACC is down. I'm not sure exactly who can knock them out. Davidson can, but Duke's got a lot of talent
Yeah.
still.
Gonzaga
It's gonna be
could-
hard to do that.
Gonzaga can knock them out.
That's it.
Oh,
Only the
Gonzaga's
1
gonna
seed can
kill
knock
this
out
whole
Duke, can they?
bracket.
That's what we're looking for. CBS and everybody wants Gonzaga Duke in the Elite Eight. And that's what we're going to get.
So CBS has it. You're saying that CBS has rigged this bracket, so it's Gonzaga versus Duke.
I said no such thing. I'm just saying people really want that to happen. And this bracket was designed in such a way that Gonzaga and Duke should play each other in the Elite Eight.
Ben, do the people actually want to see Duke versus Gonzaga, or would they rather see Duke lose to Cal State Fullerton?
I would say the latter. I remember when CJ McCollum and Lehigh knocked out Duke. It was fantastic. I'd love to see Duke lose in the first round. It's just not going to happen this year.
All right, we got Bama and Texas Tech in our second round matchup. It seems like we're still on Team Texas Tech with their defense.
Yeah, they just
That's fine.
Alabama goes through real bad dry spells. Texas Tech, they're just a hard-nosed team. They play extremely sound defense, methodical offense, but they know what they're doing. I would take them.
Yeah, that's fine. Texas Tech is fine here.
You're good with Texas Tech?
Yeah, I have no objection.
Is that who you had going in your bracket over there?
I was between Bama and Texas Tech, but I feel more comfortable with Texas Tech in this round.
All right, so in the Battle of New England, we have Vermont and UConn.
Oh, yeah.
No, we do not, do we?
Yeah, that's the matchup that we have. We have Vermont and UConn.
We took Vermont over Arkansas?
Yes.
Okay, well, I like
Threesed him. Reigning threes. That means we probably need to have Vermont moving on here, too.
No, enough nonsense. Let's take let's take
Ben's nodding in agreement with me with Vermont.
Okay, well,
This team is good. I don't know if they have the size, though. That's
I
the
don't like
problem.
the Catamounts.
Why?
Because they make the tournament all the time, and so people kind of know who they are. But they're, I don't know. I don't like them. I'd like to pick against them as many times as I could. I got no interest in them.
So we're taking Vermont, Ben.
Sure.
Yeah.
Why not?
Do you think Vermont's going to have the goods to beat Gonzaga?
No.
Oh.
Gonzaga is just a different animal. They are... People will knock them because they lose in, like, the championship as if other teams win it every year.
Exactly.
Like, Gonzaga is just an unstoppable rebel force. I would be shocked if they don't march out pretty easily.
So that, I mean, in the rankings that I'm looking at right now that were provided to me by someone who actually follows this and runs his own model, it has Gonzaga ranked second and Duke ranked fifth, is what we're looking at right now. So you're saying that the Vermont, what are they called?
Catamounts.
The Catamarans are not going to beat Gonzaga.
I don't think so.
All right.
I think we take GU, and I think we take Duke to the Elite Eight.
Can we take Texas Tech over Duke, Ben?
Yeah, I think you definitely could do that. The problem with Texas Tech is that if you get a team kind of like Duke that just has some firepower that can score, it can really cause problems because Texas Tech, they really don't have an alpha. They're a well-balanced team. They got one of the Oral Roberts kids from last year who made a run. I think at some point it's going to catch up to them and probably against a team like Duke, honestly.
I learned from that write-up you read out that they have no stars.
It's
That's
true.
okay.
Whereas Duke, Duke is the star.
Name
so,
5 people in this tournament.
I can name Timmy.
Timmy? There's one.
Anyway, the important thing is I like Gonzaga.
So who's the star then?
I mean, just Duke, the brand. That's the thing about college basketball, right? It doesn't almost matter who the players are. The stars are the coaches and the teams. That's what draws
you pick
people.
Duke to win every year.
No.
Except for now you've pivoted to Gonzaga every year.
Gonzaga, Duke, the one year I picked Virginia, they got knocked off in the first round. It happens.
And then we went back to them, Ben, and won all the monies.
Yes.
Damn right.
So that's not a bad situation to be in. Do we want to go 1 versus 2 in the bracket?
At least, almost always is at least 1-1-2. You don't have to be in every spot of 1-2, but
Yeah, but if we use up our 1-2 right now, that means we don't have any more 1-2s to go to.
I mean, I'll ask Ben, but isn't this the most tailor-made designed 1-2 of the 4 brackets?
I think probably because I think the 3 seed in this, little region is one of the weaker.
Yeah.
That causes the biggest problem because I don't think Duke has a legitimate threat in the bottom.
Yeah, I feel the same way.
So that leaves us with Gonzaga and Duke. That's no fun.
We'll take the Bulldogs.
We're taking Gonzaga?
I mean, I think Ben and I are on the same
would take
page here.
Gonzaga.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Gonzaga's really good.
It's their time.
What are they, John Cena?
They were one of my markers I laid down to start the year, too.
Oh, God. Ben, they would make the Final Four or win?
To win it all.
Okay, so we're having them going out in the Final Four. Let's move down to the East right now. Let's see here. Baylor. Oh, the team that you cursed last year said had 0 chance of winning the
I
tournament.
don't like their coach. I still don't like their coach, but obviously they won the championship, so I have to shut up.
They're playing Norfolk State. What are they, Ben?
They're out of the MEAC. They're pretty bad. I thought they would be in the play-in game, but they're not. That's all I got on them.
So we're taking
Very,
Baylor.
very bad.
Yeah, take the Bears.
All right, UNC and Marquette.
This is Shaka Smart. Marquette.
Shaka Smart coaches Marquette.
He does, and for that reason alone, I have Marquette winning this game.
Ben?
I like UNC quite a bit. They got bigs. They found it late in the year. They ran out of steam against Virginia Tech, but that's fine. They obviously ruined Coach K's ceremony. Then they murdered Virginia. Team's playing very well. I like them as one of my favorite 8-9 matchups.
All right, UNC is a 3-point favorite in this game right now at DraftKingsSportsbook.com. So let's go with UNC. So we'll have a Baylor-UNC second-round matchup. Oh, St. Mary's. Do they still have the Sandman?
No, but St. Mary's is a very,
wish.
very good team. The West Coast Conference has 3 teams in this year. They play Gonzaga. They beat Gonzaga not long ago. That's what I know about St. Mary's, that they're routinely in the tournament, and they beat Gonzaga like 3 weeks ago. So St. Mary's has got the goods to win at least a game against a play-in. I like Wyoming over Indiana because I am against the Big Ten this year. And so I would have St. Mary's, I would have the Golden Gales taking out the Wyoming Cowboys.
Where are you leaning here, Ben?
Yeah, St. Mary's is a good team. Methodical, well-coached, experienced. I have no problem with them. I think they're actually a really dangerous team in the whole bracket, to be honest.
Is the conference as good as Tim says it is based on one box score that he looked? Well, box score is probably generous. You saw the score of the game.
And highlights on SportsCenter. And the Dons from San Francisco are pretty decent.
San Francisco is
like them too.
seriously no joke.
I like them too.
I love that team.
Me too.
They have the best coach in the tournament. I love their coach. He's a genius.
Who's their coach?
I don't know his name. I just know, first of all, he fouls when they're winning, and that is a strategy. That's mega mind genius. When they're in, the other team is in the 1-1 and they're up 2, they intentionally foul, and that is as smart as it gets. They know what they're doing.
We
for
like
sure.
West Coast Conference basketball here on this show.
On this show? This doesn't
Yes.
sound like a huge success for us. If we have a bunch of West Coast comp with WWC?
The WCC.
The WCC?
Anyway.
Yikes. UCLA and Akron are playing. That was always Cam's favorite story. They had this guy at the Score who would do updates for them in between, like on Hardcore Sports Radio, and he ended up going on to like host a show on like Canadian media. But he used to say like he didn't know that UCLA was pronounced UCLA. He called it UCLA. He called Duquesne Duquesne. So yeah, he's a real sharp guy. Let's put it that way. So UCLA and Akron. Is there any reason to take Akron, Ben?
Their nickname is the Zips. That's kind of cool.
Okay.
But no, I don't really think so. I don't really know how good this team is. I respect the MAC a little bit. UCLA, I think, is overvalued just because of what they did last year. But I don't think this is the 13 that does it, to be honest.
I like the Bruins too.
Surprise Final Four team from last season, returned much of their talent. Strong close to the season after some struggles in early February. So coming in hot is what I'm hearing
They
here
didn't
from
look
these
hot
notes.
last night.
No, but
Cost me a lot of money.
anyway, I like the Bruins here.
Okay. Texas and Virginia Tech. Virginia Tech just beat, Duke to get in?
And by the seeding, they weren't making the tournament any other way.
So they're in. Are they going to ride? Are they going to pull a Kemba Walker UConn, Ben? Just ride some good momentum into the tournament?
I would love to see that. Clearly playing really good. I like the team. Texas is a tough evaluation. Even in their Big 12 game, they were up 40-22 at halftime, ended up losing that game to TCU. A lot of talent. Texas just can't put it together with Chris Beard. I'm kind of open to this. I'll defer to you guys. I really have no lean here. Wouldn't be shocked at all. I don't even think this would be an upset if Virginia Tech won.
I like the Hokies. They beat Duke. Duke's really good. I think for one round anyway. Let's take them.
This game is Texas -1, by the way. So it's essentially a pick 'em when we look at it. And the rankings that I'm looking at actually have Virginia Tech ranked 11th.
Then how could we go against it?
I mean, we could definitely go against them. Texas is ranked 47th by these metrics. So, yeah, there's our 11/6. We have Virginia Tech, Purdue, and Yale. By the numbers that I have, all gas, no brakes is the note for Purdue. They're the #1 ranked team.
Well, you know who else's slogan is all gas, no brakes? The New York Jets.
You realize that's just something people say,
Yeah,
right?
but that sort of became the team motto.
No,
last
it
season.
isn't.
And it was all brakes and no gas.
It was definitely all brake. I don't even think they had brakes. Someone cut their brakes. That's what
I
happened
have
to
the
New York
Boilermakers
Jets.
here.
Okay, they're playing Yale.
That's why.
So Ivy League probably not the best. Ben, is Purdue? Because I want to kind of pick Purdue to come out of this bracket. Is that feasible?
So, the only team that I have a future from the beginning of the year on is Purdue to win this tournament. I love Purdue. They are my team. I don't know who sent you these notes, but they're a genius as well. There's something wrong with Purdue. They haven't covered in 10 straight games. They're massively underachieving, but they have every single piece that you could want for the tournament. They have all the talent in the world. They should just dismantle Yale. Difficult evaluation, but I love Purdue.
So should I just write Purdue into the finals right now? Because we're definitely we're gonna have Purdue coming out of this
Well, the Wildcats are there, and I love Kentucky.
because they're Kentucky.
And it's the SEC, and they're well coached, and I like the talent, and we're going to go with them.
But aren't we all in agreement that John Calipari's not a good coach? He's a good recruiter. Isn't that his thing?
He's won
Ben?
national championships. He's a good coach. I like this Kentucky team. It's annoying to me that they'll be likely playing San Francisco in the next round because I like San Francisco a lot too.
Yeah, but if we do the bracket this way, Ben, and we have Purdue going all the way, then we don't need to feel bad about. I mean, we might have them losing to the Peacocks. Just knock out Kentucky right away. But is Calipari actually a good coach, Ben?
Well, he coached at UMass, so that's strike one.
He took them to the Final Four before it was
Yeah,
taken
and then
away.
they took down the banner because
Yes.
he cheated. It's not in the gym, unfortunately. Yeah, I mean, Kentucky's got a lot of talent, but I don't like their road. And Purdue, Ivy is a stud. They've got multiple all-world bigs. I don't like their coach, but they got all the talent. So I'm on board with getting dangerous with Purdue.
All right, so we'll have Kentucky over the Peacocks. That was
Sure.
a big talking point. Just all the notes that I got were basically just about the Peacocks. The St. Peter's Peacocks. Sadly, they really don't do much well, but they will trigger you.
Yeah, I just don't like them at all. And of course, we like San Francisco over Murray State Racers.
What do I know Murray State from? Didn't they make a run one year?
You know him for John Morant went there.
John Morant did go there, yes.
I feel like they made a run like 10 years ago.
Yeah,
I've-
they've done some things.
Did Kenneth Fareed go there?
That's Moorhead State.
Moorhead State. is
Maybe
where he was
that's
from.
who I'm thinking
Yeah.
of. Anyway, so I guess we want San Francisco over Murray State.
The Dons.
Murray State?
Murray State does have 30 wins already, but San
Yep.
Francisco is a really good team.
Yeah, Murray State doesn't play anybody.
All right, so we have San Francisco against Kentucky. I feel good. I mean, if we're going to have Purdue beat Kentucky anyway, why don't we just pick San Francisco to beat Kentucky?
Because it's Kentucky, and they just don't lose those games.
Oh, yeah, Kentucky's never lost one
Not
of those
these games.
Ben.
They'll lose later on. They don't lose the game like this.
What's their track record here, Kentucky, of getting knocked out over the past, 5 years?
I mean, they didn't make the last tournament, but just
So
my
they're great, though. Did they win the NIT?
My muscle memory tells me that when Kentucky plays these upstart teams, they tend to be the ones that prevail. So I'm going to take the Wildcats here. Although I love the Dons, and if we take San Francisco, I'll be fine with it. I'm annoyed that that's where the bracket sorted itself out.
Ben, you say this guy's the best coach in the country. I don't believe in Coach Cal as an in-game manager. Now, maybe he can recruit 3 of the guys on San Francisco at halftime to come join Kentucky. Maybe that could be a
possible.
path for their victory. But if we're going to have them losing to Purdue anyway, I don't see why we wouldn't just take San Francisco.
I love it. I always talk on your show, usually I'm talking about golf, skill set stacks. You can also stack in your bracket. If Gonzaga and St. Mary's, who we have doing things, are so good, that means that by extension, San Francisco is probably undervalued. So,
Absolutely.
I think you can stack a conference like that.
How good is Baylor this year, Ben, versus last year? I have them ranked 7th by these power rankings, but you said you kind of like UNC. Can UNC beat them?
I think they can. So Baylor at full strength, probably maybe the best team, but they're not even close to full strength. They've lost guys for the year. It's just been a rough year for them injury-wise. No fault of their own. They're just not the same team, and I think they're kind of out of gas, to be honest. I think they're the weakest 1 seed.
They are the weakest 1 seed, but I have them going one more round.
So let's go with UNC. If we're going to take Purdue to come out of here anyway, well, let's make this the part of the bracket that's
Gets blowed up.
just...
Chaos.
And then maybe we can try to find some value with this one. So we have UNC. I assume we're all taking St. Mary's to beat UCLA. Everyone seems to like that. Do we want to go UNC or St. Mary's, Ben?
I'll
I
stick
think-
with the Tar Heels.
Oh, okay. I was going to go for an all West Coast Conference Elite 8. Or, sorry, no, that's not right, because we're going to take
UNC.
Purdue in the next round.
Yeah, so we'll go UNC. We'll have UNC ride it out. There's some good name value for CBS for you, Tim.
Oh, that's definitely true.
Yeah, so
That's definitely
CBS will love
And
this.
then-
They'll rig it so UNC can get here to play
Yeah.
Purdue, and then we'll have Purdue going on to the Final Four to play Gonzaga. Does that sound good for everyone?
If that happens, they will be talking so heavily that there's a chance that Duke and UNC could meet in the Final Four, and they'll be slurping that up for days, and it'll never happen.
Purdue is 15-1 to win this tournament right now. The overall odds at DraftKingsSportsbook.com as we go through it. Gonzaga's 3.5-1. Arizona is 6.5. Kentucky's 8-1. Kansas is 9-1. Duke is 10. Baylor's 12. Purdue's 15. Auburn 16. Then you got Texas Tech, Villanova.
What's Nova?
What's that?
I have Nova going very deep.
Nova's 22-1.
I
They're
think
the same as
there's
Tennessee.
value there.
What's that?
I think there's value in Villanova.
So, Ben, does that mean we should have Villanova going up very early here?
Maybe against the Fighting Blue Hens, baby. Villanova's a good team, no doubt. I always like them.
Purdue's problem is they have to face Gonzaga earlier than the championship game, likely. That just saps some of their value.
Well, no, it doesn't.
Yeah, it does.
Because they're going to win.
Their odds would be better if you could hope that somebody had an extra round and knock Gonzaga off in the Final Four.
Well, maybe, it's not guaranteed that Gonzaga
No,
makes
it's
it.
not
Where
guaranteed.
it is guaranteed that Purdue is going to win this section of the bracket. Making the guarantee right now. They're going to win.
And we'll see.
Easy
I love it.
game in your bracket. However, if you want to get on an easy game, we have an offer at DraftKings Sportsbook, along with our friends over at the Dogger Pass podcast at UFC. If you're not watching that on the Mayo Media Network, I highly suggest you do that. Go subscribe to Mayo Media Network right now and let me tell you about DraftKingsSportsbook.com. College basketball fans, join the action on the court during the biggest tournament of the year with DraftKings Sportsbook. Turn your team's victory into your own big win. New customers can bet $5 on any team to win and get $200 in free bets if they do. It's that simple. If they win, you win. If Sportsbook isn't available in your state yet, you can still join the college hoops action with DraftKings Pools. Everyone can play free pools all March long for a shot at a share of over $250,000 in prizes. Simply join a pool and answer questions like, who will make it to the next round? Who will hit the most three-pointers? Then track your results. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now. Use promo code DOP. Bet $5 on any college hoops team to win and get $200 in free bets if they do. If they win, you win with promo code DOP this week at DraftKings Sportsbook. 21 plus. Restrictions apply. See show notes for details. Welcome back to the show. All right. Remember to smash the like button to the video. And subscribe to Mayo Media Network. If you're watching this after the fact, leave your Final Four or even just your winner or finals, whatever it is. Help us rig the algorithm and leave a comment down there. No nasty comments.
Good SEO.
Can you not fucking cut me off?
I thought you were done.
Can you wait till I'm done?
Thought you were done.
You can think all you want. Can you wait until I'm done?
Yes.
Thank you. Jesus Christ. It's even worse with you sitting across from me when you can see me. It's one thing when you're on the line and you can't see what I'm doing. It's another thing when you're 3 feet away from me. 4.5 maybe.
I was going to say, that's a long fruit by the foot.
South. The South bracket. Ben, Arizona. How strong is Arizona? My notes just say they got a lot of length.
They're quite good. Their point guard watched the game against UCLA wearing a boot. I'm a little worried about that. They need him back to go deep in this tournament. That is what I'll say.
I have them ranked third of all the teams. A team with no real holes, defended at a high level. 8 guys averaging 7 points a game. 2 guys capable of dominating. This seems like the type of team that wins these things.
Yes, they're very, very... There's no doubt they have all the pieces, but they do need their point guard. That is very, very important.
And in my opinion, in a very tough division, a very tough bracket, tough region.
They also, not that this is going to happen, but a couple months ago on the Pat Mayo Experience, you said, give me a secret team in college basketball. And I told you Bryant, the Bryant Bulldogs. And here they are. They have made the tournament, and they shafted them by having them in the play-in game. But they are an awesome team, and I can't wait to see them lose by many, many points after they beat Wright State. They will get crushed by Arizona, but I'm so excited they made the tournament.
What is the line in that game? Bryant's an underdog against Wright State, by the way.
Yeah, no respect. They got the #1 scorer in the entire country on Bryant.
Yeah, but I remember that year that like Niagara had Juan Mendez, and Juan Mendez, I think, was the highest scoring guy in the country. He wasn't very good.
Yeah, but Wright State, they knocked out Northern Kentucky, who's a team I like. Bryant's going to give them problems. High octane, then Arizona will run them off the court. That'll be ugly, but they'll get one game in.
I don't have Arizona going very far, but I have them winning this game.
When we went to the tournament, who was the team that we saw with the guy that shot free throws by throwing it as hard as he could at the back? Was that Belmont?
It was Georgia.
Georgia?
It was Georgia playing. Who was they? They were playing Washington. Georgia and Washington. That was Isaiah Thomas. And the Georgia team was not good.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it wasn't Georgia who had the guy that like launched Like 2 hands on the basketball.
I thought, yeah, he launched it
over
from the
his
foul
head
line.
and tried to bank it in as hard as he could. He made like 1 of 20.
Yeah, I thought that was him.
I'm pretty sure it was Belmont.
We didn't see Belmont.
We did see Belmont.
No, we saw.
Because we had the program and everyone had like these super high profile team
Yeah, but
photos.
it wasn't Belmont though.
And like their photo was like 8 guys outside of like an elementary school.
It was Hampton.
Hampton.
That's
the
who
team.
it was. Hampton.
Hampton had the guy who threw the ball. Like
Yes,
That's
Hampton.
who it was. Probably not relevant to this conversation.
Not relevant.
But
No.
that's something I remember.
But we don't have any knowledge, so we need to fill this time with something.
Seton Hall and TCU.
Yarr.
Benjamin. 8, 9 seed. What do we got here in terms of the spread? What's Seton Hall?
Not laying enough points, whatever the spread is.
So you love Seton Hall, do
I'm
you?
scribbling the Pirates down
Yeah.
for
They might be underdogs,
for
to be honest.
several rounds. At least this round and the next.
Why?
Big East. I think this is a good team. This team is on TV, so I've seen the Pirates play. They in Providence impressed me a lot in the last couple of weeks. Well, they do.
Wait till we get to that game.
I like those two teams. Anyway, I like Seton Hall here. I don't know much about Texas Christian, to be perfectly honest. I can't speak intelligently about them, but I do like Seton Hall a lot, so I'm taking it.
You also can't speak intelligently about Seton Hall. You just said that your thing is that they're on TV.
And so I've seen them play, and I've been impressed by them. And I like the Big East, so like that all fits into my theory of the case.
That's a narrative that you've built for yourself.
Well, you have to build a narrative, so to speak, when you build a bracket, unless you're a genius and you know all the teams perfectly and you have algorithms. If you're just Joe Blow on the street like you and I, you have to come up with a theory as to what will work and what won't.
All right, let's try to find Seton Hall here in the rankings. They are outside of the top 64, by the way.
I don't care.
In terms of all the teams that are ranked here.
I don't care.
TCU is 48th. Ben, do you have any sort of lean?
I lean TCU, but it's very small. I respect the Big 12. They beat Kansas. They just beat Texas in the tournament. But Seton Hall is kind of an enigma. I really don't know what to make of them.
All right,
Doesn't matter. Arizona's going to wallop whoever they play here.
We'll give you Seton Hall on this one. 'Cause
Hooray!
We're not taking Seton Hall to beat Arizona like I'm sure you have in your bracket.
Yeah, I do. I do have that.
Houston versus UAB, a 5 versus 12 matchup. Any notes on any of these teams, Ben?
So Houston's a great team, well coached. The problem is two of their elite players have been ruled out for the year, and how they keep surviving and thriving is beyond me, but it hampers their ceiling. So UAB is a fine team. Blazers, cool nickname. Houston will smother them. I think they won't have any resistance here, but they're going to run into problems sooner rather than later.
I have UAB here for a couple of reasons. One, I need a 5 over 12 or 12 over 5.
You need one, do you?
I ought to have one, and this
Okay.
is it. Secondly, I have been picking against Houston religiously ever since a couple of years ago. They lost to Michigan in this game, where Michigan made
Yes.
this ridiculous 3 against a much better Houston team. It had so much value, and they fell apart and destroyed my bracket. So even though they made the Final Four last year, I'm still anti-Houston. And, they have 2 guys that are suspended. So all that chalks up to me to take the Blazers.
Why are they suspended?
No idea.
They're not. They're hurt.
Oh, they're hurt.
Well, they're out. Like, I heard that
Well,
they
I
were
think
out.
there's difference between
Fair
being
enough.
hurt
I
and
heard
suspended.
that they were out, and I just assumed it's suspended. That's what I wrote. But either which way, it doesn't matter to me. I like UAB.
All right, Illinois in Chattanooga. I have Illinois ranked as one of the top 10 teams in this tournament. Is there any disagreement there, Ben?
No, but I will say I guarantee that Illinois is very upset that they have to play Chattanooga. Chattanooga is really good. It could have been and should have been Furman, who would have caused problems as well, but this team has everything you could need to challenge. I just don't think they're going to be able to handle Illinois. So bad matchup for both teams because they're both really good. I'll take Illinois, but this is a dangerous, dangerous spot for them.
Me too. Illinois back for revenge after being a 1 seed last year and getting bounced in the second round.
Colorado State's a 6. Michigan is an 11. Should Michigan even be in the tournament?
I don't think so. Let alone in with not having to play in the first 4. No, they shouldn't be here. And for that reason, I'm taking Michigan. They have it just doesn't matter if they have any business being here. None of that makes any difference. What matters is that they are in, that they have players, and I expect them to win a game. I can't pick against every single Big Ten team, so I will take Michigan here for 1 round based on that and only that.
So it's really funny, Ben, looking at the power rankings that were spit out for me, Colorado State is ranked 13th overall, but Michigan, weirdly, is 14th overall.
Michigan, they've shown flashes of it. It's just not been sustained. They've got bigs. They've got talent. Colorado State's kind of a weird team. They were undefeated for a really long time. The Mountain West is really strong this year. ugly, low tempo type conference, I kind of think Michigan's going to beat them as well. So I have no problem putting Michigan in there.
All right, we'll go Michigan as an 11-6 upset. And then we'll go to Tennessee versus Longwood. It's a sexy name.
I don't know
Sexy team.
I know nothing about Longwood, but I like the SEC, so I like the Volunteers.
Well, I mean, Tim doesn't know about it. Ben, how about you? Can you tell us about some Longwood?
Yeah, man. That's Longwood Lancers. Knocked off Winthrop. Not even knocked off Winthrop. They were the best team in the league. Then they smoked Winthrop, even when they were dogs. I believe it's the Big South, but Tennessee is not going to be messing around. I don't think that this is going to be too competitive. Tennessee rolls over Longwood.
I don't have Tennessee ranked very highly in this. I'm trying to scroll down and find them. 29th.
But
Vols are peaking at the right time. Defense gives them a chance against anyone. Good depth, but their leading scorer can't shoot free throws. That's bad news.
It is as we progress in the
and
tournament.
he's a freshman.
And their heart and soul player in recent games stands 5'9".
That's good for the tournament. You want the scrappy Aaron Kraft style player who will lead you forward. You do. I didn't like him either, but those are the guys that thrive in March.
You mean this year? Are you saying that this 5'9" guy on Tennessee could be this year's Ali Farouk Manesh?
Maybe.
Interesting. Ohio State and Loyola Chicago. Is Loyola Chicago the one with that old lady?
Sister Jean. I'm a big fan of Sister Jean. I think she's 103, and apparently she's going to the game. I'm a big fan of Sister Jean, and I'm a big fan of Loyola Chicago. They have done very well in the tournament the two times they've been in recently, and of course they went to the Final Four in 18, and then they beat Illinois, who was a 1 seed, as an 8 seed last year. So, I'm also against the Big Ten in principle. So all that chalked up to me taking Loyola of Chicago.
So you're against the Big Ten in general, except for the one team that you hate the most in the Big Ten, Michigan.
Because it just seems like they should win that game. It is ridiculous. So
you're really trying to use your cursing powers here to get some of these teams
Not
out.
guilty. I also kind of like Loyola Chicago. It's a small Catholic university, and I like to see them do well.
You would like to see them do well.
And they have done well, and they've been tournament tested. Anyway, I'm going to take them.
In terms of bracket strategy, Ben, is Loyola Chicago a good fade in the first round, knowing that people will just look back at the past 2 years and be like, well, they made the Final Four. Of course they're going to win this game.
So the problem is everyone wants to pick some upsets, and then they're like, oh, well, this team, I've heard of this team. This is the team. And they're not the same. I mean, they're a very good team, but different coach, not nearly as good as last year's squad. That was just an awful matchup for Illinois. Ohio State's, they're a mess too, though. But when push comes to shove, I think Ohio State will get it done. Game of tempo is like a lot of these small schools. They want to control it and slow it.
Well, you get to tiebreak then, Patrick.
I'll go with OSU. I'll go by the power rankings right here. Loyola Chicago is actually ranked 20th overall, but Ohio State is ranked 15th. So
okay,
that'll do it for me. There's the tie break for me, and these numbers have been good to us on the show when I have to make these tie breaks. This is what I've been going off for the 3 or 4 years that we've done the show, and we've done quite well doing it, so I'll just continue to believe it. Villanova and Scotty Reynolds are taking on Delaware as a 15 seed.
Joe Flacco.
I was going to say Joe Biden.
That
Joe
too.
Biden and Joe Flacco both on this team, Ben? True or false?
Yeah, a lot of bigs, including both of them. I don't know what else to really say about Delaware. Cool for them. They weren't really expected to get here. The road will end pretty quickly. Gillespie, you need guards. Villanova's got guards. They've got pretty much everything. They shoot an insane amount of threes. They've started that trend, and it's hard to stop them.
So Nova just has is it true that they play painfully slow?
They're really methodical, but they take so many threes. It's just and they have a All-American guard, so they know what they're doing. They've got experience. It's not a great Nova team, but it's a hell of a lot better than Delaware.
Well, I do, in the notes that were provided for me for this, and this is how you know the person is a friend of mine who is making this. Colin Gillespie, 2L Colin, by the way, is this generation's Scotty Reynolds in terms of a guy that you can just trust and has been at school forever. Are we trusting him, Ben?
Yeah, we're trusting him. He's got a ring already. He was there at the beginning when they had Brunson and he's been around forever. He was hurt. Now he's back. They looked good. They won, not knocked off Creighton, handled Creighton. They're going to be just fine.
Wildcats.
Do we like them to beat OSU, who we had moving on?
I do.
As do I.
All right, so we'll have Nova advancing as the 2 seed. Michigan and Tennessee.
Volunteers.
Is this just going to be a run for Michigan? If we have them going this far, we probably don't have them.
What do you mean
beating
this far?
Nova.
We had to win one game.
Well, it was 2. I mean, they
This
got
far.
they got
It's not the
in.
Elite
That's
Eight.
all the Michigan fans that I was like following on Twitter. They couldn't believe that the team made the tournament.
No, that's right. And we gave them a game. Said thank you for
Let's
your
give them
service.
another game.
Well,
Let's have them another game.
I like Tennessee.
I'm fine with that. I don't think Tennessee's that good. I don't think Michigan's that good either, but I think Villanova's just going to kind of walk through all these teams. I don't care who they play.
All right,
Agreed.
so Houston and Illinois. It sounds like everyone likes Illinois.
Houston. And
Yeah, I don't even know that. I think it's
Oh, yeah.
not even remotely surprising if that game doesn't even get played.
What do you mean?
Like UAB or Chattanooga could easily.
Oh yeah. Sorry, yeah.
win one of
I
those.
see what you're saying. Yeah, but Illinois, we'll
Yeah.
take Illinois. There.
Are you saying that we should amend this to have Chattanooga going to the spot?
The Mocs?
No.
No. Sounds
No,
like
I
you
don't
want
think
to.
so. I do. I absolutely do. I just don't like the matchup. Illinois is a serious team. I wish they got UCLA. That would have been great. Would knock them off no problem.
Paul, did you have something? I saw your hand was raised over there.
Yeah, a little bit off topic, but people are very concerned about Sister Jean in the comments section right now.
That's true.
If she croaks during this tournament, there's blood on your hands.
Stop it. Just stop it.
You're big on Sister Jean.
I do
You're
like
big
Sister
on
Jean.
Loyola Chicago.
I am big on Loyola Chicago. I like the Catholic schools by and large, like Villanova. If Georgetown was in the bracket, I always pick Georgetown to go far. I like these schools.
You didn't pick Notre Dame.
I picked them to win their play-in game.
Okay. Are there any other?
They're also not a small school.
They're a Catholic school.
Yes, but they're not a small school.
Well, they're small. They're
Like I got the
they're a small
the
school.
Friars going very deep here for Providence. Like anyway.
All right, so we have Arizona like shit kicking Seton Hall and moving on. So we have Arizona and Illinois. I assume we like Arizona.
Yes.
They need that point guard, but yeah, I think they'll get him back.
All right, so Arizona
Okay.
and Villanova.
I like Villanova.
Ben?
That'll be a hell of a game. I really hope we see that. I'd love to see how Villanova try to stop these bigs. Arizona has 2 7-footers, which is just really hard to deal with. I think Nova can outshoot them, though. I don't mind going Villanova, get a 2 seed out there.
All right, so we'll have Nova going to the Final Four out of the South, and that brings us to the Midwest, where Kansas is the 1 seed. By the numbers, it has Kansas as the 4th best team in this tournament. So are they just... Do you have any hesitations, Ben, about Kansas?
No, I'm not a big Bill Self guy, but they have everything that you would want. They're playing good. They're playing a creative school in the first round. That helps, so they should be fine.
Well, you're not big on Texas. Is that Texas Southern versus Texas A&M Corpus Christi?
That team, so I watched, they knocked off my team, which was Nicholls State. Texas A&M Corpus Christi, I think they'll win the play-in game, and then they may lose. They could be the most lopsided round 1 game against Kansas.
Okay, so Kansas moving on. San Diego State, sans quoi, against Creighton.
How many putbacks can San Diego State miss in a row? Is the question. Because they missed a lot last night.
Well, they got them out of their system, is what you're saying.
I like Creighton. Big East again. I like the Blue Jays.
San Diego State has super defense and painfully bad offense. I just don't know if they can score enough. Creighton's a pretty good team. I'd go with Creighton.
Is that where Dougie McBuckets played?
It was
Creighton?
indeed for
Yeah,
Creighton.
his father's the coach.
He is.
Is that the only reason he made the team? Because his dad was the coach?
Well, he's also
He's
pretty
like
good.
that loser that started at shortstop on your little league
No,
team. It's
he
like,
was
good
also-
Lord, man, the guy can't even throw across the diamond.
He was a pretty good cager. He went to the pros.
He's still in the pros.
There you go. He's drafted too. Like he's a good
Yeah,
player.
no, I realized Doug McDermott was good.
Do you?
It's a joke.
Was it?
It's a joke.
Was it?
Why don't you listen?
I'm afraid of cutting you off. So
That's why you should be listening.
I know.
That way you won't cut me off as we're going along. So San Diego, we're going with Creighton over San Diego State?
Yeah.
Creighton. Is that in Missouri?
Nebraska.
Creighton's in Nebraska?
Yeah. And in the Big East.
Omaha.
Okay, fun times. Iowa and Richmond. Was it Iowa or Iowa State that was like the super hot team last year when we did the tournament show? They had the guy who was awesome, but they didn't get drafted very highly.
Iowa.
That was
Garza.
Iowa? They don't have those guys. Although I have them ranked number 12 here. That seems pretty good.
I watched Richmond play today and win.
So that's good enough for you?
I'm biased, and I don't like the Big Ten, and so I want to take the Spiders.
Is Richmond any good? I have them ranked 44th here, Ben.
They're in the A10. See them play a good amount. I like them. Iowa also played today and beat Purdue what it's worth.
They did.
Dangerous team. Keegan Murray is a star. I could live with Richmond, and there's a reason for that. But yeah, I think this is a kind of a toss-up game.
Does Richmond run who are the teams in this tournament who run the pass it to Will offense? Just like they have one guy, and it's like, just pass it to that guy. Hopefully he scores 45 points.
That is not Richmond at all.
Oh, well, that's no
They're
fun.
like Texas Tech.
Oh.
They have no star. They're very
stars.
methodical. Yeah.
Well, that doesn't sound like a fun team. We already have one of those teams going pretty far.
Only one round. We'll knock them out soon enough.
So we have you're that big on Providence, are you?
I like the Big East. I
There are
like Providence.
South Dakota State by these numbers. I mean, I don't see Providence
team.
on here, but South Dakota State, Ben, I have ranked at number 17 overall.
South Dakota State, in the entire country, there's 350 something teams. South Dakota State is the number one 3-point shooting team in the country, 44% from behind the arc. They swept their conference. They were not beaten in the Summit. They haven't lost in months. They are going to take apart. Not only are they going to win, they're going to take apart Providence. Providence wins every game by 1 point. They're the most fortunate team. They have bigs. South Dakota State, I am obviously, getting back to reality a little worried about how they'll handle the inside presence. But South Dakota State can outshoot anyone, and I think they're going to outscore Providence. I have them knocking off Providence.
All right, I'm in. I'm in on another 13 over 4. This
is going to be a very trendy pick. I think a lot of people are going to take South Dakota State, and
I can see that.
And you want to be against those trendy picks because they tend to blow up brackets. Everyone tries to be clever and sharpen their pencil.
That too.
Yeah, but you're really big on Providence, though.
I am.
Maybe that will negate that going back the other way.
Very, very, very big on Providence, and this game is close by, if memory serves too.
Providence has home court for sure. It's somewhere up in the Northeast.
And this might be in Buffalo as well, which is a large distance from
Jackrabbits don't
Pierre
care.
or wherever it is that the Jackrabbits play.
Well, Providence is only a 2.5-point favorite in this game.
Of course, great. Then that shows you all you need to know, that South Dakota State is going to be the trendy, sharp play, and so you should fade the public, and you should take the Friars here.
I'm going to take San Diego State. Moving on here. And we'll probably have them beating Richmond as well. Ben really seems to like this team. LSU and Iowa State, a 6 versus 11. Any case to be made for Iowa State, Ben?
So LSU fired their coach. I think that's kind of weird.
They started really fast, right? Didn't they win like 9 or 10 or 11 games in a row and then fall apart?
Yeah, they're not a good. Again, I think it's more SEC bias than anything. Iowa State's not particularly good either. They started crazy fast, and I don't know. I don't really have much to say here. I'd more lean with Iowa State, but I could go either way.
Yeah, if we're not convinced on a 5 seed or a 6 seed.
Sure. No.
Let's take upsets are fun.
I actually have the Cyclones penned in here.
The Cyclones are 5-point underdogs in this game, if you were wondering. So Iowa State, Wisconsin, and Colgate. Who did Colgate beat to get in here?
Crest.
I think Navy. Colgate's pretty good. Not beat Wisconsin good. Not toothpaste good, but good.
This is good material. I don't care.
Terrible.
That's good material.
You could have said Sensodyne.
I could have.
That's funnier. If you were to workshop the joke.
Okay, but
Sensodyne.
we're doing this live.
That's true. I guess we can live. So we're taking Wisconsin, right?
Yeah, I have the Badgers here.
So do I.
Did Princeton not make the tournament?
No, Yale did.
Oh, you can't have 2 Ivy League teams?
No, they're not that good.
Okay. USC and Miami. I want to take USC. But
I love Miami. Love Miami. I watched them play this week in the ACC tournament, and even in the game they lost, I thought they played well. I like Miami quite a bit. I would take them here in a 7-10.
Miami ranked 23rd by these power rankings, Ben.
They've really surprised a lot of people. No one expected them to be good, including me. Really good coach. Fan of them. Yeah.
He was the one who took George Mason to the Final Four, right?
He certainly was.
Yeah.
He knows what he's doing. There's no doubt. USC is a good team, though. Pac-12, tough game, very competitive. I can go either way. I think Auburn's going to not dismantle, but will handle whoever they play here. So I can live with the Canes. No problem there.
All right, Tim, we'll go with you since you watched minutes of Miami and no minutes of USC.
None of that either.
You didn't watch any UFC on the weekend?
No, I
You
did
left
not.
a lot of money on the table with the way that Paul and Cody were going.
Well, maybe I should just tail their picks for good. If that's what they want,
I
that's
think
what I'll
you
do.
should start a Patreon where you threaten
Go
to
away.
tail their picks. And then
Go
people have to
away.
pay you not to tail
Well,
the picks.
I mean, people should watch the Dogger Pass podcast so they can find out what those picks are. Maybe I'll start watching.
Stop saying nice things about us.
I'll start watching, subscribing,
No,
and then I'll tail whatever they have. Then you know what? Their success can be my success,
Tim,
and my
we
success
want-
can be their success.
We want you to have no respect. Say nothing nice about us whatsoever. Please and thank you.
That's what you can do.
Respectfully.
That's what you can do for your friend Paul. Trash their show and say it's terrible.
Say nothing
and their
nice
picks
about
never
us.
win.
Say nothing nice about us respectfully.
So Auburn over Miami. That leaves us with Iowa State and Wisconsin. Do we care?
No, I would take the Badgers, I guess.
Yeah, I'm not messing around with Iowa State.
And you want to take San Diego State over Richmond, Ben?
We knocked San Diego State out.
No, we
South
didn't.
Dakota
We
State.
took Creighton.
South Dakota State, sorry.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, this team is dangerous. They don't play any defense, and again, that's gonna probably catch up to them
No,
at some
that
point.
has never caught up to any team ever. I
No,
wouldn't worry
never,
about that.
Never.
Well, good. Then Purdue's definitely gonna win the whole thing if that's the case, because that's the only thing. They don't play defense either.
You know we're taking Purdue to win. That's how this ends.
We'll see about that.
I mean, I'm the one writing down the bracket, so I can pretty much tell you what's going to happen here towards
No,
the
this
end.
is a democracy.
It's not.
It
It's,
is.
it's a Pat Mayo experience. Well, it's a democracy, but my vote counts for 100 votes, and you guys get one vote each.
It's like the Estates General, where this first and second estate can gang up on the people.
Kansas and Creighton. Now, I guess the question becomes, are we having South Dakota State beat Kansas and winning the next game, Ben?
I mean, I don't think that's gonna happen. I'll be honest, but I didn't think Northern Iowa with your boy was gonna beat them that time either. And
That was 12
look what
years
happened.
ago.
So yeah, that was a long time ago.
That was
but still.
2010.
Well, that means they're
due?
They're due.
Kansas loses big games all the time. That's what they're
They
best
really
at.
do. They're a good team though. They are. Abaji's fantastic.
I had KU all the way to the Elite Eight, and I like him here too.
So we go KU. So we have KU beating Creighton, and then we go South Dakota State and Kentucky or Kansas. So we're taking Kansas.
I think so.
Yeah, now that we have
That's the prudent move. I mean,
yeah.
But that means we're going to have Wisconsin versus Auburn. I know we're going to take Auburn, and that gives us another 1-2 in this bracket.
So that happens. So
Auburn or Kansas, Ben?
so Auburn was unbeatable at home, but away from home they were very, very ordinary. They're a high tempo team, but they're so erratic. I think in a tournament setting, I'd actually have to go with Kansas. They're just much more stable. They have bigs. They have the guy. You want to pass it to Will. They've got a stud who knows what he's doing. So they've got everything that you would want.
I like Auburn.
I think we're going to go with Kansas, as someone's phonetically spelled Ochi Abaji. Is that correct, Ben?
That is correct, and he is
Boom.
absolutely fantastic.
Pat Mayo, knowing names.
You mean good at reading words?
Reading. Well, it's not even words. It's
Letters
Spelled,
assembled.
it's spelled phonetically for me, so I can say it properly.
That's important.
Good enough for me. The difference can be their pair of bigs and how consistent they are versus a team that Ben said has never won a game ever on the road in the history of their school. So that sounds like a pretty good deal for me.
Okay, fine. Let's go with it.
Final four. That leaves us with Nova and Kansas. Sounds like we're leaning Nova here with the way that you guys are talking.
I have Nova in my championship game.
Oh, God. Do we want to do that, Ben?
I'd go Kansas, but I don't really care as long as we get Purdue in there.
Yeah, well, we have the Zags and Purdue on the other side, so we're most definitely taking Purdue to knock
So
off
what would it
big
take-
fraud Gonzaga.
So, well, let's ask. So, Ben, if it's Purdue and Gonzaga, and you want Purdue, what's the scenario in which Gonzaga loses that game? Describe that game.
Mass COVID would be one. Two would be so Purdue has everything that you want. Jaden Ivey is an absolute stud guard. They have two bigs. I think that the key for them is that they have guys that can match up with Chet Holmgren and Timmy. They slow it down. They play somewhat better defense and they hit their shots. Purdue is a good team. They're one of the few teams I think talent-wise can actually match up with Gonzaga. Fundamentals, I would lean to Gonzaga, and I like Gonzaga's coach, even though does a little boozing and cruising at times. Other than that, good coach in the tournament. I think Purdue can knock them off.
Does Purdue struggle at shooting free throws by chance?
Not particularly that I know of.
All right, that's good. Because the only note that I have is that Jaden Ivey is basically peak Derrick Rose. Remember the Derrick Rose? Oh, no, he can't hit free throws anymore.
Well, they lost a national championship because of it. Till it would have been revoked.
Yeah, that was
anyway.
another Calipari.
Another Calipari revocation.
So we're going Purdue.
I mean, their bigs have problems. Like Travion has a little problem, but what can you expect?
I just really like Timmy. I think he's a marvelous player for
What's
the college
his last name?
His last name is Timmy.
What's his first name?
I don't remember anymore. I just remember from last year. He was dominant underneath. In that game against UCLA, Drew, he made so many clutch shots against UCLA in the national semifinals. It was such a performance.
His name is Drew Timmy?
Yeah.
What kind of last name is Timmy?
He and Suggs just put on one of the greatest college basketball games you'll ever see. UCLA and Gonzaga last year.
UCLA. As it's pronounced.
UCLA. Anyway, I fell in love with that team. They just ran out of gas in the championship game. They had nothing.
Well, that's good news for Purdue, who we have going to the championship game, because the note, once again, is all gas, no brakes. How are you going to run out of gas when all you got is gas?
I don't know.
It's like these guys just downed a bunch of Indian food before they hit the court. Gas for days. They're going to be fine, Ben. Are you good with Purdue? Will you sign off on Purdue as our national champion?
Absolutely. Are you kidding me? Absolutely. The problem with Purdue
No.
is that their coach, and this kind of reminds me of Baylor. I have a big problem with Scott Drew. I don't think he's a great coach. Sorry. And then it caused me to short them in some bad spots, including last year. Purdue, I'm not the biggest fan of their coach, but they got all the talent in the world. I would love to see them put it together. They are a serious threat to win it all.
Purdue also does have a history in the tournament of just screwing up.
Every year.
So
North Texas last year. Reasons unknown.
Exactly. They have troubles.
Yeah, but now that Drew Brees is retired, maybe he can be there at halftime to give them inspirational speeches.
I like in this game, were it to be the case, I would play with the Jayhawks. But
all right, so we're going Purdue over Kansas in the final, in the official Pat Mayo Experience bracket. Tell us the Final Four that you wrote down in literally 9 seconds before we started the show.
The initial Final Four that I constructed was Gonzaga, Kentucky, Villanova, and Auburn, with Gonzaga beating Villanova in the national championship.
Okay, so we're around there. Ben, do you think we need to pivot off any of these picks after hearing Tim's Final Four?
No, I will say, I think that the top right, if there's a bracket where a team from the clouds could come out of, I think it's the top right.
Yeah, that's a Michigan, that's a Tennessee, that's a Loyola.
Just like someone random.
Seton Hall.
Seton Hall going to make it out of round one?
I hope so.
Round two, I guess.
I hope. No, they don't do that anymore.
They got rid of that?
This is now round one again. They realized after 8 years that was asinine to call round one round two, and round two round three.
Did you see any of? Have you looked at the spreads at all yet, Ben, for the first round?
I have not. I was sweating the golf before this.
Oh no, someone got banned in the chat. Webcams chat, hot girls and boys video chat. You banned them, Paul? Sounds hot.
Yeah, she was definitely looking for some suitors in the chat.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you. The Pat Mayo Experience live chat, probably a good target demo.
Definitely a very good target demo.
Target-rich environment. I'd agree with that.
There are plenty of suitors. No offense to anybody in there. They're pretty sharp.
Zach in the chat, Ben, says to you, I can't believe Ben let Yale get bounced by Purdue in round one after seeing them absolutely trounce God Squad UMass by 20.
I mean, Yale actually quality team, and they've done some things in the past. I believe they knocked off Baylor when they had Torian Prince one year back in the day. Purdue just they have two monster bigs and Ivy, and they're my team. Like, this is the team that I knew from the start I was probably, for better or worse, going to ride with.
All right. That will do it on the Pat Mayo Experience. Ben is over at Awesemo.com. Ben, can you tell everyone what they can expect for the NCAA tournament? Because I'm going to sign my bracket, post it on Instagram. I'll provide a link down in the comment section, and then I'll probably just tail your bets.
There it is. Well, if you want to do that, we are going to have bets on bets on bets. We're going to do a bracket show. Me and Matt Kajeski, who is as sharp with college basketball as you're going to find. So if you're looking for some brackets, you're looking for some picks throughout the tournament, just head over to Awesemo.com. You will see the package. You can sign on up, get in our Discord, talk to me and the gang. We're going to have a great time in there.
People are asking which college that Anherban Lahiri went to?
It's the GOAT college. So what can I say? I hope he wins so badly.
I hope he really does.
I love it when Golf Network or whatever
I
shows the
would
college
be
that the
so
golfers went
happy.
to.
That's usually on Sat. That's usually a third round thing.
I like
in
that.
golf.
I always think that's
Did
nice.
he go to college?
I doubt it.
Okay.
Most international guys, except for like selected Brits. I guess Adam Scott went to UNLV, but like most international players just turn pro.
I think John Rahm went to the University of Arizona State.
Sure, it's becoming more commonplace right now. Like Luke Donald went to Northwestern,
Right.
but for a very long time, you keep
Peters.
see these Euro guys show up. It's like they turn pro at 15 or something
Okay.
crazy like that.
Okay.
It's like Sung Jae. Sung Jae turned pro, I think, at 17.
Wow.
Like, he's only like 22 or 23 now. He's been around forever. So,
Neiman.
all right. Yeah, Neiman. I don't think the Chilean went to college when he went to go play. Although Johnny Vegas, I think, went to Texas A&M. Maybe I'm wrong on that.
I don't know.
Munoz. One of them went to a Southern Texas school. Either way. Maybe it was Carlos Ortiz. Now we're talking about golf instead of college basketball, which I will be doing later on this week once the Players' Championship concludes, which who knows when that's going to be. Probably on Monday evening. So Feinberg and I will be back on Tuesday with the Valspar champion picks and players wrap up, and hopefully you can win some money there. Who knows what's going to happen. So for Ben, for Tim, and myself, and Paul behind the camera, smash the like, sub to the channel on the way out, and I'll see you next time.